I'm sorry I'm late, y'all, but I got off late. So, I'm here though. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. You feel me? Like, dang. About to pop the live off with a live. About to pop the year off with a live. You feel what What the heck just happened, man? I don't even know what happened. This is what the heck? I just popped out, popped in. Don't know what's going on. Like everything's crazy. I already got home. All the hot water was gone. Had to take a cold shower, and it's messed up because I didn't get home till like 11. You feel me? Which is crazy. I didn't make it to the house till 11 o'clock. But I said I was gonna go live. So, like I said, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I don't know what we're gonna be talking about. We always got something to talk about. There's always something going on. It's always a lot happening. But I'm going. Let's talk about it. I guess we'll wait around until other people pop in and see what's going on with everybody. I hope everybody having a cool new year. You feel me? Mine just starting off. I just started, barely popped my bottle. Today we're gonna do the 1738 Remy. You feel me? Since I ain't gotta work tomorrow. Since I ain't gotta work tomorrow, some of y'all like mixed drinks. I like to drink mine straight. Straight, you feel me? You never gonna see me with no Hennessy. You never gonna see me drinking no bull, not anymore. And like this year, we gotta stay, we gotta stay, we gotta stay sucker free this year. Like period. Like this year, I'm not tripping off nothing, bro. I'm not arguing with people. I'm not doing the back and forth. I'm not doing none of the stuff. I'm just going this year. I'm gonna just be chilling and cooling. If people be arguing, I'm I'm just gonna get the fuck away from them. I said even this year. I don't know. I might not even listen. I'm gonna try not to listen to no gangster rap this year. I said I ain't gonna try to listen to no gangster rap. I might go all the way back to, you feel me? I was listening to Heavy D, you feel me, earlier today. I said, dang, it's kind of crazy when you go back and you start listening to like the old rap music when it wasn't no like real gang stuff, no shootings. Like I'm talking about before NWA and all that. Back with the Heavy D's, the Kwame's, the Big Daddy Kane's, you feel me? It was like the music was totally different. But as you can see, I posted the what's the name up so people can come in if you trying to come in and chop it up as well because I got a video I kind of want to go over that I want to talk about, because we always talking about psychedelics and it was a part in this video that I seen that I'm gonna find real fast that I kind of wanted to chop it up about because that's one thing that I said after you have all these, dang, I didn't want to go there. After you start having all these psychedelic experiences, there's a lot of things that you begin to see within just within in life or within everything that's happening. And then it'll kind of open you up to make you pay attention to certain things that you probably didn't pay attention to before, that you didn't pay attention to. So like that's what this video was. It was just showing me something. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Let me see. I thought I saved it. Okay. Like I had one, it was called the mirror principle. This was a good video. But then it was another one I had where dude was okay, yeah. He basically went to Peru or wherever that is, and dang, I keep on forgetting I can't play it on there. He went and he took the ayahuasca. He like went and learned all. He went to not. I don't think it was Peru. it was somewhere else that he went, and like he, went on the ayahuasca journey, like with these natives or whatever. What's up with it? Yeah, happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. New sub. Thanks for subbing up, bro. You feel me? Blessings, blessings. But he went over there, and it was certain things that he started to see that just kind of, threw him off, because, the procedures of even taking psychedelics and the ayahuasca, it like wasn't the same. Like I was saying, I was talking about it earlier. A lot of the older people of that place, they said that they never tried it, basically. This is what they was telling him. A lot of them was like, well, I never tried ayahuasca and I don't take it for, they were scared, basically scared. It's this guy right here. Let me get this right. This guy right here. He made a video, Meta Pache, and it's the ayahuasca, is he said the ayahuasca, is a lie. And it was something, I'm about to try to find it. Let me hide that. I'm about to try to find it. It's something that he was saying that just kind of made me go, man, I kind of felt this way, because he was talking about a lot of different things. He was talking about like even the different plant medicines that they had, and they were showing him, and they were taking these different medicines that they felt like would help them in certain ways, and it wasn't.
Really feel that his song had a profound effect on each and every one of us, and he gave every single person their own moment. He didn't skip anyone. But halfway through his songs, he started to have a problem where he started puking, and it wasn't like a little bit; it was like a lot.
That was crazy when he got to that part, though.
You could hear everyone was concerned.
He said, dude started throwing up because the shaman took the ayahuasca with him.
Visuals, but what I did get was, this is so weird to explain.
Let me see if I can find this part, though.
So sorry if I get a little rambly. This stuff gets really deep and it's very interesting. But back in the day, there wasn't just one type of healer, but in the Shipibo tradition, there was actually multiple classes of healers. At the lowest level, you have the Yobu. The way they've kind of been described to me as witches. So they were very powerful people that might have dieted a lot, that were very familiar with ayahuasca, that had a lot of power, but they often used that power to hurt people.
And this is a good
someone
video.
might call over a Yobu to their sick family member or whatever to say, hey, can you do a ceremony? Can you help this person? The Yobu would actually end up doing dark magic on them to curse them because of envy. The thing that they keep saying is like, there's a lot of envy in the heart of a Yobu. Now, the next class of healer was Unonanya.
Crazy, because you thinking you go into this person to get healed and get helped, and they got, they kind of envious against your family and stuff. I think we're going to have to probably start at the beginning, because he breaks down a lot of different things about the ayahuasca, and different rituals that they had in the places where they came from, and then different roots. Like the one root that they were using was kind of trippy to me. I forgot what it was called, but it was like a certain root that at first I thought it was like a tree, but it wasn't. It was a vine that actually grows and it wraps itself around trees. And it was like, wait, hold on. And he said what I said, like a long time ago, I had an experience where I like the taller trees. I'm seeing the taller trees, and the trees were like basically reaching for the sun. Like that's what they were doing. And like that's what he was explaining, like that's what these trees, this vine did. It wrapped itself around the tree in order so it can get all the way to the top and reach past the tree and grab the sunlight, because for food or whatever. But it was like trippy.
Shipibo is his tribe name, and how the Amazon rainforest works is it is indescribably massive and super dense, right? And so because of those facts, there are tons of different tribes within the Amazon rainforest. There's the Achuar, like the head shrinkers, the Shuar, there's the Ashanika, there's the Shipibo, there's the Watoto. All of them have different languages that are not intelligible by the others. Some of them are related, some of them have wars and beef with each other. There's stereotypes. It's a whole can of worms. It's very fun to learn. And why you need to know that when you're studying the ethnobotany of the Amazon rainforest is that no one tribe actually knows all the plants in the Amazon. It's impossible to. There's like 40,000 plant species in the Amazon. And so each tribe
crazy how
has
you
their
start
own
breaking it
medicines
down,
or plants that they go to more than the other. Tribes like the Yanomami sometimes snort this plant called yopo that gets this very
That's that Wild Man Ninja be doing that.
strong effect. But if you go to the Achuar tribe and ask for yopo, they probably don't know what the fuck that is. But they can give you combo, which is a frog venom that they'll burn a hole and then they'll rub the venom in, and you'll get a very strong effect.
I ain't gonna lie, that's the one I do want to try. I want to try that one right there, the frog venom that they burn your skin. And I heard.
But if I asked Shipibo about combo, which I have, none of them have ever heard of it. They wouldn't even know what frog they're using. So each tribe has their own secret medicine, and that same thing goes for ayahuasca. Some tribes use ayahuasca and have for maybe millennia, while others
That's the thing
don't
that
at
you
all.
begin to see too, that it's not just like that with these different tribes. It's like that with us. We all have our own different spiritual understanding that you learn the one that you grew up in. It's like kind of
And
weird.
maybe of the most influential tribes as far as what it comes to ayahuasca use, especially in the present day Peru, is the Shipibo tribe. And that's the family and the tribe that I've been staying with and study with. So this video is a story of ayahuasca, but it is a story of ayahuasca through the lens of Shipibo identity and modern day Peru. And before we go back to
modern day
where the fuck they
Peru.
took me, and it's crazy. Let me go downstairs and just introduce you guys to a little bit of Shipibo culture and language so you can hear it and get adjusted. Hold on, let's go say hi to Jordi.
Sí, estoy trabajando. Jordi,
It's like Spanish.
Me has
but
fijado
it's
que
not
usted la tenía.
Spanish.
bueno, ¿terminaste?
Sí, ya acabé todo.
Sí, ok, puedo verlo.
Sí,
Bueno.
claro.
Podría decirlo
Let me make
ahorita.
it a little
Mierda.
faster,
Sí, en
just in
Shipibo.
case. I don't want to make it too
Agora, pico
fast.
está aqui, já ani human punhas. Ponto e tá inu para clicar nele. Chipivo ponivo.
We love Jordi. He's a good kid. So that's Shipibo. It sounds very different than Spanish because it's not even remotely related to Spanish. It predates Spanish
Which
in this
is
part of the world by
crazy.
many hundred years. And that's what they speak pretty much all day, every day to each other. Like when I'm in the house, they don't speak Spanish unless they're talking to me. They're speaking in Shipibo to each other. I was in a village of 300 of a Shipibo village, and part of the adult population didn't speak any Spanish. Like I'd say like, hola, ¿cómo estás? And they'd be like, ah. So yeah, you're gonna learn a lot about Shipibo in this video, but I just want to give you an introduction, and let's go back to where they took me. And
Hey, you know what's
acquiring-
crazy, right? I think that what got me into this video was he's giving his honest truth. He's not just like throwing out stuff because this is what everybody believe and this is what everybody actually like want it to be. I think that's what made me grasp this video. And then a lot of things that he was saying was what I was saying, like throughout a lot of my experiences, which we'll talk about, but like
Yeah,
I
ayahuasca.
said, it's just
O es
trippy.
una combinación.
Combinación, todo. Ya cruna y
Oh, es preparado.
bien preparado.
This is like their cousin, or I don't really know, but she's Shipibo as well. So we're
It's
buying
so
like already
crazy.
prepared bottles of ayahuasca from her. But I told them like I want to see the process of preparation. So we're also going to ask her to see the preparation. Llegaron.
Muy buenos días.
Buenos días.
Me llamo
Look,
Alberto.
you got the two snakes.
Mi nombre es
You
Shipibo
got the
Batampa.
two snakes right there.
Eso toma eso.
That is Beto, and I didn't know it at this time, nor did he, but we were about to become very, very close over the next week.
Beto.
Varios procesos.
¿En serio?
Sí,
¿Por qué?
demora 3 días.
When I told them I wanted to see and learn how they make ayahuasca, they proceeded to explain to me that it's not something you just go and cook up real quick. It takes 3 days. It's a lot of work. And then they actually
Dang.
explained to me that a lot of the people that give ayahuasca ceremonies around here or sell ayahuasca, they don't make it. And a lot of them don't even know necessarily how to make it because it's
Hey, and you be thinking, okay, dang, this is something that the whole tribe know and the whole tribe is doing, and it's like, no, that's just some shit that we just
a lot of
believe.
work. So families like this who have connections and know how to make it good end up selling it in these botellas, bottles.
2 litros. Aquí hay 2 botellas acá adentro.
Ok.
Acá 1 y acá son 3.
¿Cuánto cuesta esto?
Bueno, cada botella cuesta 400 soles.
El cuesto para un Shipibo y el cuesto para un gringo. ¿Qué es la diferencia? Porque yo sé hay una diferencia.
Sí. Bueno, siempre nosotros vendemos así cuando preparamos.
So that's a bit of a
The
blunt question.
molecule
And
machine.
really the reason why I
yeah.
asked it is because there's actually a lot of things going on in this interaction
wish I
that I
still
think we
had
really do need to
mine.
discuss. So first thing, when Beto showed up, notice what he was wearing. He was wearing traditional Shipibo men's clothing, and you can tell it's Shipibo because of the specific designs that he has. This is traditional Shipibo patterns. They're named
It look like some
The pattern is
DMT patterns. That's
is
what it
the
look
Shipibo name for
like.
design. So he had the traditional clothing. He also had the traditional Shipibo crown that you see. And he came in and said, "My name is Beto, but my Shipibo name is Wasampani." Okay. He was doing a dance for the white man.
See, hey, bro, do not skip a beat, and he do not be playing with you, trying to just feed you what you want. Like, he started seeing this is what the people over there are doing. because they're trying to make money. You feel me? Because they know that he trying to get into and see this thing, and they know what he want. So it's like everything is for sale now. Like, bro, what's just the crazy thing about it's like spirituality then turned into something to just make money off of. Like, it's like the weirdest thing.
This
Not
is where I'm going to
everywhere.
introduce. I'm going to be very
I ain't
honest with
saying
you.
everywhere.
I've spent
I'm
a month
saying
here.
in a lot
Gotten
of places.
my foot cut open with them. I've went piranha fishing with them. I've went through hell and back. We've went through arguments. There's been tears. Like, this is family. And as family, I'm going to be very honest on what I think I'm seeing. And Beto was doing a dance for the white man. And you see this.
Hey, I'm telling you, bro, that's what I like about dude. What's up with it, ET? What's up with it? Who is that? SRT. I don't know how to say your name. That's fucking crazy. But no, yeah, I keep on forgetting you changed your name on here. Because you always say the molecule machine works. But he said he was doing the dance for the white man. Yeah, what he was doing. Yeah, Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
It's a lot out here. In the town that I'm in, it's called Pucallpa. It's 20,000 people. They're not a lot of foreigners. I've seen maybe over the last few weeks 4 white people the entire time. And the white people that are here for the specific reason of finding a shaman and doing ayahuasca to see other people's culture. So naturally, a lot of the people have become accustomed to when they see a white person, they go, quick, take off your shoes and shirt and paint your face and like do a dance. They'll go crazy. They'll pay tons of money, right? They're not making shit up. Like, that is actually part of their custom to do those things. But there's also a time and place for that. And they have brand new phones with internet service. Like, when I went to the village of 300 people, I was the first white person to ever be there. Okay. Everyone had a polo on. I hate to break it to you, there's no fault in that. It is part of their job to be performative.
Everybody had a polo
they want. We all do.
Everybody had polo.
Flirting with a girl, I'll probably bring up the fact that I read Sylvia Plath one time. Am I going to tell him that I fucking hated it? No.
Yeah, Happy New Year, y'all.
That's what you do.
Happy New Year.
I actually have the unique ability of not being able to shut my mouth, so I usually do say that I hated that. But the fig tree analogy was kind of cool. Anyways, this is the financial underpinning. That's why I was a bit honestly standoffish, because people will nickel and dime you out here, and I'm just not about it. So I was a bit standoffish. But eventually, we struck a deal. And the deal was, if I buy the ingredients and pay the maestro 300 soles, he will spend the next 3 days teaching us every step of the process. And at the end of the entire process, we will have a massive bottle of ayahuasca for us.
Said if you buy the products, you feel me, I will cook the dope for you. You feel? And plus, you gotta pay me to cook it too. Yeah, this shit ain't free.
But before we get to that, we need to talk about the most important part of this video, which is today's video partner, NordVPN. Some of you are out here raw dogging the internet, going on tons of websites, looking up weird videos like ayahuasca stuff, and everyone can see what you're doing. Pivo Village, kind of on the outskirts of the city.
Yeah.
Chacruna. Esto es como 3 años, 4 años.
Este ya tiene 15 años.
15 años. Oh, yeah, this is Chacruna. This is like a bit of a small little Chacruna farm. They're harvesting, I think, for us.
Chacruna, or Psychotria viridis, is in the Rubiaceae family with plants like kratom and coffee. Simple leaves that grow in opposite directions.
I kind of like how he be explaining
about as forgettable as plants. I mean, it is. The leaves don't have a memorable flavor. There's really, like, you walk past a Chacruna plant and you go, that's just a boring ass plant. Really not much to it. But it's our first ingredient. And it might be the most important ingredient in the entire ayahuasca preparation. And the reason for that is because it contains the compound that gives the ayahuasca user the psychedelic effect.
Yeah, that's basically what this is.
So about
I should have named the video that. Thanks for us. That D Wiggles. I'm gonna have to go change the name.
Classified as far as like its drug classification as a tryptamine, which is the same class of psychedelics that magic mushrooms are in, right? But a lot of us have probably heard the term.
But you see that? You see what he said? He said, look, the same psychosyn. It's almost the same. Well, this is what's different. It's like close to being the same in a lot, and like, but we separate them and we make them different.
But a lot of us have probably heard the term dimethyltryptamine or DMT in the media, but not in the context of ayahuasca, because in the West, DMT is actually done in a completely different way often, and that's by actually smoking it. People will extract DMT from plants. There's actually many plants that have DMT in it. They'll extract it, make this like extract powder, and then you smoke it. And I have done that so many times, not because I wanted to, because when I was younger, my friends wanted to, and I wanted friends.
So many times, yeah, me too, bro. But I didn't do it for friends. I just did it because I wanted to see.
Or like all psychedelic experiences, there's no way for me to actually put it into words for you to understand. But it's just like, I don't know, I felt the synchronicity with God, and I'm not even a religious person. I had ego death and just existed as a point in empty space before. Like, there's no way it's insanity, right? And the whole experience is like 8 minutes. You're in and out, right? But the thing with these leaves is that if you were to eat them, even though they have DMT, you actually wouldn't get an effect. And that's because DMT, when you eat it, will actually be broken down by your body faster than the effects can hit you. So by themselves, these chacruna leaves won't do
like
anything.
A science.
And that's why we need the next ingredient, the ayahuasca vine. So we came here to buy the vine, and we're buying a sack, like a big old sack, for about $45. That's como 2 años. 3 años.
Yeah, the white man is paying for everything.
Esta esto también. Todo esto son ayahuasca.
But you
It's
see
an
how the
exceptionally
vine
tough
grows?
vine, and it has this like signature winding that is just like, it's gorgeous. It's so pretty. It wraps around trees. It's so cool. What you want?
Now, this is why I
Ooh.
was saying, see, tomorrow night we need to come in and we need to all get together and we need to watch Avatar, the new Avatar, because, bro, it's a mind-blowing experience just watching that movie, because it shows a lot of this shit right here, and it shows it like
Es mucura.
in your face.
Ooh, that kind of smells like tuna.
Okay, so before we get into
Like
ayahuasca,
tuna.
I think we need to take a break and explain this, because this would happen all the time, where I'd be walking around with Abuelo Beto or like Papa Romaldo, and they'd be like, hey, look at this plant. This is very powerful. We use it for this. Or look at this plant. Like I have like a Rolodex of like over 10, 20 plants that they're just like, oh, we use it for this. Very interesting. So people's relationship with the plants around them can be kind of hard to understand at first, because they're not just plants to them, but plants are kind of part of their belief system, or almost like traditional religion. There are tons of plants that have very
Yeah.
clear pharmacological effects. They have mapacho, which is a species of tobacco you'll learn about later, but it's like wicked strong, tons of nicotine in it, and it's very clear it has an effect. Or toei, which sometimes they have used in the past to find dead bodies that have washed down the river or discover murderers. And toei contains sapote, which is delirium. So yeah, you will have
That's
visions of
deep.
really dark shit on that. So it has very clear effects. But then there's plants like mucha tijao.
Esto es para curar un varón, para que tenga buena puntería, para que sea buen pescador.
Oh.
Esto se coge y se
So
lo frota acá en la mano.
this
Traditionally,
one
people were
teaches
hunter-gatherers,
you
so if you wanted to eat, you went hunting or fishing. And
teach you to be a good fisherman. Like if you're paying attention, you start seeing that it's always all like this big mind thing that's going on. Yeah, Avatar was crazy. Yeah, that shit was crazy. That was that movie. The new one is so, man. Oh my god! I said, yeah, I'm gonna do a watch party tomorrow. So we can all kind of sit and watch Avatar and be able to talk about it afterwards.
there's kind of like this idea that someone can be a yopa. Yopa is like someone who's just bad at supplying food for his family. And so to cure that, what they'll do is they will give you muchatirao, which is the plant of a good fisherman.
Yeah, the
of a
third
good
avatar.
hunter. And that's what this plant is used for. Gabriel, he was actually given this as a kid. And so, tú has probado muchatirao, sí.
See,
Cuando tenía cuántos años?
This,
8 o 10. Oh,
this
algo
is
así.
what
He's
get
tried
me
it.
right. 8 to 10 years. Like, how come? How come a long time ago when I was younger, how come we didn't know about this shit? Like, I didn't even start smoking weed until I was like 17, my first time smoking. But I'm like going, I didn't even know about acid or none of that back in the days. None of that, bro. It was like a drug. I ain't doing that. Let's see. In England, 16th, 17th century, you had a man in the village called the Sin Eater. Oh, if you sin, well, we all do. He would come around, do a spell, and open a small box and charge you to capture the sins. It's wild, bro. Because let there be light. He get to a part to where the guy is throwing up, and like that's basically what they told him. Like, since he's grabbing everybody's bad energy, he has to be able to release it. So that's trippy.
And they were like, yeah, that's why he's like a little bit of a hunter than a lot of
though.
people. Is there a pharmacological effect in that? No. There's nothing probably in that will give you the ability to hunt fish better, you know? But that's because a lot of plants out.
But that's the thing. See, what people don't understand, it's a mind thing. So once they do the procedure on you, you're going to believe that you're a better fisherman. Even if you catch the same amount of fish as you did before, you're still going to have the belief that you're a better fisherman. So a lot of times when you think that it's the plant doing this thing, no, the plant it's the placebo effect all the way.
Here don't have a pharmacological effect, but they have a dueño. Every plant has a dueño or an owner. Okay? It's kind of like a spirit within the plant. And by using the plant, eating it, putting it into your eyes, rubbing it in your hands, whatever, you can get the power of that plant within you.
And let me just say, learning this in the beginning is like really fun and cute. And you're like, oh my God, that's so cool doing this. But as someone who's trying to study like ethnobotany and trying to find powerful plants like chemically, it gets pretty exhausting pretty fast because the line of what's powerful to them spiritually or like chemically is really blurry. So like the amount of times they've hit me with Mesa, look at this plant. This is an insanely powerful plant. Oh my God, it's so powerful. And I'm like, oh my God, I just discovered a new fucking plant drug. This is sick, right? And I'm like, oh, what is it used for? Like, what does it feel like? And they're like, it'll protect you from bad vibes so good.
Hey, that's why I like dude, because your first trip, like, and I'll be watching your videos, never done DMT or shrooms, but smoke heavy and done super high edible. Oh yeah, my first trip was it was cool. It was dope. Like my first trip, I think I seen every trip I ever had within that first trip and didn't understand it. And then like later on, like when I kept going, each other trip was like a slowed down version of what I seen the first time because it happened so fast and I seen it so fast. So like later on in my experiences later, it was like a slowed down version almost. And it was like, you know, when you take it, it'll be like, I've been here before. Each space that I was going in that seemed like it stopped at that time. Like I would say if I was in the fractal place flying through, like not the fractal place, but the DMT waiting room flying through. You feel me? Like each time, each experience of even flying through the DMT waiting room, it elevated itself. It's like it showed me, okay, the first time I did it, that I flew through there. Then the next time when I went and I flew through there, it slowed it down to a point to where I could see. You feel me? And then the next time it slowed it down all the way and gave me even more to where now I'm seeing that, okay, as I'm flying past these whirlpools that look like upside down, like a tornado connected to another tornado upside down like this, that had a hole in the roof of it. You know how the tornado is big at the top and the skinny at the bottom. So it's like the skinny part they connected, and at the top, the big hole, it was people poking their faces in. And I passed by my face poking through the whirlpool, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this shit is trippy. So it's like each time it showed you a little more of what you had already seen. That's what I feel like. But yeah, they say, can I come on? Can I come on your ball? Oh boy, you gay as hell. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, you funny for that. Say, hey, yo, true. What YouTube channel is this video again? I missed the beginning. Okay, I'm gonna show you right now. It's from the ayahuasca you know is a lie. It's from Meta Bachet. So this is it right here. I like at the end, I'll post it in the video for people that catch it later. But yeah. Wait, hold on. Let me do something real fast. Oh, dang. You're not even over here, huh? That's crazy, huh? You're not even over there. I hope you're a female and you're not one of them weird guys. You feel me? That ain't got nothing to do. Because that's hella weird. That's hella weird to say, but I'm just saying you feel me? Yeah. He on this Diddy shit for the new year. You better be careful. Let's see. You should hit up the 5M DMT, the toll. Yeah, one day this year, bro. I'm like I said, I'm gonna dive in a lot deeper this year because I like I was saying in the last video, I kind of feel like I went so far. You feel me? That I got to that nothingness of what that pure essence of life is. And so now, like, I want to explore, like this year, I'm exploring, like not in the, okay, I'm trying to, dig in and try to find the unrealized truth that we never see, that we're trying to see. No, I want to explore now. I want to explore all these different places that I've already seen. So now it's like, okay, let me see if I can be in these different places a longer amount of time and see what's going on. Not even as far as how they're being created, but just to be there. And I don't know, bro. I just want to explore a lot deeper this year. And that's what I'm gonna do. I hate to say it. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh my God. ADHD side quest over. Let's get back to ayahuasca. Where were we? Ayahuasca,
Exactly.
or Banisteriopsis capi. It is in the Malpighiaceae family with plants like Barbados cherries. Not true cherries, Barbados cherries. They're different. It's classified as a liana or liana, which is a woody vine. Its evolutionary niche is to be this really tough vine, like wood, that will climb up trees to get access to the canopy of the sunlight, right? And ayahuasca is a gorgeous plant. Oh my gosh, it is so strong, it can get massive. While exploring in the village, we actually found this ayahuasca vine that they told us was 20 years old. And it's like, look at it, it's like a tree trunk. It's insane. It's so huge. And
that's
ayahuasca
crazy
has a signature
because it's a
spiral.
mind,
That's
bro.
actually a
That's
way
the
that they can kind of tell
weird
the difference
thing
between
about
the
it.
vines.
Así se le conoce la ayahuasca. Este no tiene corazoncitos, tiene.
Has no heart.
Por la figurita.
Oh, harvesting ayahuasca vine, it's kind of a bitch. They're really tough. You need a machete, and they like wrap around the tree trunks and the branches. So you're just, I mean, look at this. This family's business is to sell ayahuasca vine, but the farm obviously looks a lot different than, let's say, the Chacaruna farm, because you need it to be kind of in the jungle, because ayahuasca needs to climb trees, which, you know, seems cool, but trust me, like, the jungle sounds cool. It's not cool, bro. It's fucking hard. The second you get into something that's even kind of jungly out here, the fucking zancudos, like the mosquitoes just suck so much. Oh, the bugs here are insane. Okay, never mind. The bugs in the jungle are, this is a different level. Bugs. I'm so
Yeah,
fucked.
I bet that toad is
So
crazy.
Like,
It's
there's no way to
wild
describe it. I
when we
permanent
talk
scars
about
all
the
over.
toad, because like a lot of videos where I seen them taking the toad, boy, people was fucking flipping out. Hey, dude was going in
My body
convulsion
because of the
like
mosquitoes out here. I'm not joking.
that's
But the question you should be
trippy.
asking is, why do we need the ayahuasca?
Like,
How does it
how
help us
was it?
solve
It
the
was
problem we're having with
beautiful.
Chacaruna leaves? It's time for chemistry. So as explained earlier, the problem with eating DMT containing stuff like Chacaruna leaves is that the DMT will get broken down by your body faster than you can feel the effects. But why? Like, what in your body is doing that? Why is it doing that? In your body, there are these chemicals called monoamines, and you are familiar with monoamines. Serotonin is a monoamine. Dopamine is a monoamine. Melatonin is a monoamine. These are neurotransmitters in our body that help us function, help us know when to go to sleep, when to feel happy, when to feel sad, when to feel excited and motivated. But there's a time and place for them. You can't have too much serotonin or dopamine or melatonin, because then you won't be regulated. You won't be able to go to sleep, or you might have a lot of aggression. There's actually mental illnesses tied to too much of these monoamines.
Which is crazy. I think this is why Albert Hoffman made the 4-ACO DMT, bro. This is exactly why. So you can skip all the bullshit and go right
your body
in.
is to have
You
these
don't gotta
other chemicals,
smoke it,
these
you can just
enzymes
drink
called
it,
monoamine
and boom, you're there.
oxidases. And don't let the name scare you. Monoamine oxidases, this big word, MAOs, their job is just to break down these monoamines. That's their job, so you can stay regulated. Now, what this has to do with Chacaruna leaves and DMT is that DMT, it is a monoamine. And so these monoamine oxidases, MAOs, break them down really fast. So now you understand the problem. DMT keeps getting broken down in your body because your body, using these MAOs, thinks it's a dopamine molecule or serotonin molecule. So it shuts it down. But what if we could stop these MAOs from working for just a little bit so we could get the effects of DMT? That's what the ayahuasca vine is for. And this is the last big words I'm gonna say. Ayahuasca vine contains harmala alkaloids, okay? And these harmala alkaloids are monoamine oxidase inhibitors, MAOIs. And their simple job is to stop MAOs from working. Sometimes temporarily, sometimes permanently. That's a whole other subject. I know some of you might be like, what the fuck is that? This is a subject in drug chemistry that even I have avoided
Even when
for
Charles
years.
had us, like when we took the MAOI, like I didn't really understand it, but I did in a sense. He just explained it a lot better.
Just because it's always scared me, because it is kind of a mind fuck. It's like you need monoamine oxidase inhibitors to stop the monoamine oxidases from stopping the monoamines. It's like it's a bit of a but we did it. That's the chemistry section. That's the chemistry of ayahuasca. And just so you know, MAOIs are not some obscure compound just in ayahuasca. MAOIs are in other plants, like I think Syrian rue, but then also MAOIs are sometimes used as an antidepressant. And as far as actually making the brew, I was going to show all that, but nah, I'm not going to do that. Patreon, but in short, you beat the hell out of some vines with a hammer to increase surface area. Then you put a massive pot on the fire and layer in vines, leaves, tons of water, and then you just boil the fuck out of it. We were there for 2 days. It's an insane amount of work. You filter it again, then you reduce it to like a really small amount of liquid. And the shaman or maestro knows how much to boil it based on the texture. They can feel like, oh, it's like this amount of sticky, like oily feeling. It's ready. It's done. It's just kind of a feeling thing. And you get this.
Listo.
Hey, make me think of what
we did.
Look, I'm telling
This
you,
is
make me
4
think
days
of
of
what. Once he get there, make me think of what Ozo was saying. Changa is so fucking cool. Smokable DMT mixed with MAOI is straight magic. Yeah, it is. It is.
In one bottle.
It was. I had
and
fun
this is
with
some metric fuck ton. This is a lot. We don't know if it's good yet. I keep asking like, hey, is this like good? And he's like, we're gonna try it tomorrow. So we'll find out. It's probably a little bit hard to see, but we just arrived. It's like 10 p.m. and we're walking into the jungle and there's not a single building or anything. Common. But you often live with them. And for the first day, you eat nothing, completely fasting, including no water. For the rest of the diet, you cleanse your body. And to the Shipibo tradition, it often includes no sex, no masturbation, no to little salt. The food you eat is often just plantains.
Man, I'm
fish.
telling you, bro, if you like really pay attention, it's always like a mind thing. It's a mind thing, getting your mind prepared for the journey, because you know your mind already be in this certain place. So it's like, okay, we're going to have you all do all these things in order to get your mind ready for the journey, because if we don't, then your mind gonna still be over there.
That is unseasoned with anything, including oil. You can't eat any fish. You actually can only eat fish that have no
That's a
teeth.
piranha.
The fish also cannot have a lot of fat on it. During this
Piranhas
time,
over
you can
here.
shower only with water. No soap is allowed. You can't eat things that are spicy. No alcohol. You cannot expose yourself to too much smoke from a fire. You often bathe yourself in these baths of, they say bañarse de florecimientos or something. I forgot. They're like certain plants that are used that you use to wash the bad vibes.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of times you find out that the traditions was like really bull crap also. But like I said, they weren't, because unless you're just coming into it, they were just there in order to get your mind ready for the journey.
Off of your body. Now, the point of doing all these things is to purify your body, clean everything out of your body for the real point of the dieta, which is to use a plant of the maestro's choosing to heal what is wrong with you. And what plant is chosen depends on the problem that you have. Actually has died in the past because of, I think, stomach problems. So they gave her a remedy of certain plants to help her stomach problems. Quite important to have a singular maestro lead the ceremony, is what I've been told. And because Beto has the most experience, he was the one that was going to lead it. We first all sat in a circle, and one by one, we all bathed in plants.
I thought he was, man.
Gotta do a prayer for what I want, and just to show respect for the plants. Y'all know me, I'm a skeptic, but I do take this stuff quite seriously. Like, is it real? I don't know. It's not my job to know if it's real. All I'm gonna do is try my best to give it the respect.
Like, I'm a skeptic. Okay, I'm a skeptic. Is it real? Do I gotta do all this? Maybe not, but okay, I'm gonna do it because everybody else doing it.
Was whistle this song into a cigarette. But what he's doing is very intentional. He is charging his mapacho.
So,
mapacho, or the right wing effects, were really starting to hit strong. I hear Beto crawl over next to me and really feel that his song had a profound effect on each and every one of us. And he gave every single person their own moment. He didn't skip anyone. But halfway through his songs, he started to have a problem where he started puking. And it wasn't like a little bit. It was like a lot. You could hear everyone was concerned, and I was very concerned. I was about to say, like, hey, can I get some water? They immediately were like, everyone, grab mapacho now. And we all like furiously started smoking the mapacho. And I asked, why are we doing this? And they're like, he needs to be cleansed. That there's demons that he's taking out of someone else in this room, and we need to cleanse him with our mapacho. But eventually, like the G that Beto is, he quickly recovered and then continued to sing the rest of the songs for everyone. It was very impressive. And as maybe an hour or two passed, the effects started to also go down. And gradually, I started to hear voices from each person saying things in their native language.
Oh, damn.
And you could tell that they were interjecting, trying to probe other people to see how they were. Sometimes they would check in on me.
Meta, you cool?
And as time went on and the effects went down, the talking became more and more, and then laughter came and stories came. And we just ended up hanging out in the pitch dark, giving each other massages, talking about life. I didn't understand a goddamn thing everyone was saying, but like I felt included. And they all explained to me that after ceremony, it is quintessential to do this, to kind of decompress and talk about life. And they explained to me that they were talking about things of life, of maybe someone died in one person's family, and this is a funny story happened with me over here, and they just kind of talk.
Hey, that's like in the meetups to see. That's what we did. After it came down, we all just get together and just start.
It went on for hours until we all just fell asleep right there. Now, the first question you're probably wondering is, what does it feel like? Wow, where do I start? So it's related to shrooms, like chemically, and it feels like kind of in the same family, but it is very different than shrooms. So shrooms is a lot brighter to me. It's a lot more happy, a lot more energetic. Ayahuasca is much darker. It's actually weirdly sedating. It's the first psychedelic I've ever done where I was like ready to sleep while tripping. Like the entire time, everyone's yawning. It's very interesting. Very, very relaxing. I actually got zero visuals, but what I did get was, this is so weird to explain. It killed my ego just enough for me to see every person in the room with perfect clarity. Like at this point in the trip, I had like disagreed.
It's like, wow, because you would think like if you're there and you're in the Amazon, you would at least drink enough to like get the visuals. Like, like the clarity is cool too, but the visuals and the clarity, oh man.
Certain feelings towards certain members, but the ayahuasca like killed that. And I saw every single member perfectly. I saw their motivation, what made them happy, what made them sad, what problems they have in life. It was like a superpower. Like I could see their pure, true self.
Now, this is what I was saying. That's the part of it right there. That's the beautiful part, is when you get to that and then you start seeing that with everybody. You start actually seeing their pure intentions. You don't see all that bullshit that's made up that creates the outside of a person, but you see that inner being, that inner entity that's the same as you. And like you begin to see that on everybody. It steps outside the psychedelics to where now you're not just seeing it on the psychedelics, you're seeing it like period.
It felt like pure love. It felt like just profound love. Now, the second thing I want to address is the big question of, is this traditional what we're doing? No. Kinda. No. So if you're part of the many Americans or people around the world who want to come to Peru to have like, this authentic experience, you're not going to have an authentic experience. The retreats that you go to, they are catered to have you have a good experience. I'm not saying that it's a bad idea. I'm just saying to say, oh, I like studied traditional shamanism. No, you didn't.
Hey,
no, you didn't.
Look, that's the crazy part. That's the part nobody wants to hear. Everybody wants to make it seem like it's this traditional thing, and it's like, bro, it's really not. But I guess that's your mindset, what it has to be going in order for you to, get the experience that you feel like you're looking for. I know there's a spiritual ritual for the diet and stuff, but I never followed that shit. It does make throwing less miserable if you're doing my experience. I'm not like, after a while, like before, I remember I used to do that, but then like later on I started to see that I didn't need it because I already practiced it so much that it didn't matter what I did. If I ate all day or whatever I did, once it was time to dive in, my body was already ready. Everything was already
There's just
ready.
really no way to do so, especially for a foreigner. It's just not possible. And by the way, everyone here calls themselves a maestro. If you like throw a rock and say, hey, is there a shaman around here? A million guys would just show up and be like, hey, yeah, let me sell you a ceremony. It's just,
all those people.
You got to be careful. You have to be careful. But in this case, where I'm like doing ayahuasca with a whole bunch of Shipibos who like, this is like what they do. This is how they were raised to do it, right? Is this traditional?
Yeah.
And this actually,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
spent a lot of time studying this to try to get to the answer to this. And I'll start to answer it like this. When I was in this old school Shipibo village where some people don't even speak Spanish, I asked damn near every adult I possibly could, have you done ayahuasca? Have you done ayahuasca? Have you done ayahuasca? And almost every single adult had never done it. And when I asked them why, they said, well, one, I'm scared. And two, I don't even know how to do it. The only exception to this was Amaldo, who's very, very old and raised all of his kids to know the plants around them. But many of the kids don't even know the plants. Many of the adults don't even know the medicinal plants. And when I learned this, I was like, wait, what? So like, is ayahuasca like not traditional? She's like, what? Was I just like fed a lie? No. So I actually got the answer to why this is the case from Beto. And Beto's a really good example because he's old as shit, one. So he actually remembers old school Shipibos. And he's part of the new generation of shaman/maestros. And he explained to me, ayahuasca was never for the regular man.
So sorry if I get a little rambly. This stuff gets really
And that's
deep and
what
very
I always
interesting.
thought,
But back in the
like,
day, there wasn't just one type of
never
healer,
for
but in
the
the Shipibo
regular
tradition, there's
person.
actually multiple classes of healers. At the lowest level, you have the Yobu. The way they've kind of been described to me as witches. So they were very powerful people that might have dieted a lot, that were very familiar with ayahuasca, that had a lot of power, but they often used that power to hurt people. And so someone might call over a Yobu to their sick family member or whatever to say, hey, can you do a ceremony? Can you help this person? The Yobu would actually end up doing dark magic on them to curse them because of envy. The thing that they keep saying is like, there's a lot of envy in the heart of a Yobu. Now, the next class of healer was an Onaya. From what I could gather, the Onaya class of healers are actually the ancestors of modern day healers that you see in Shipibo tradition. And these people were said to be absolute experts in plants. The diets that they did were not 6 months, not a year like today. They were sometimes 3 years, 5 years. These people dedicated their entire life to doing this. They were masters of plants. And the diets that they did were exceptionally hard. A thing that I've heard multiple times from different people is that back in the day, an old school healer, they had to eat the entire fish, including the spine. And if they didn't eat the spine, then they just canceled their entire diet. It didn't count. Now, the Unanya were people that, if you were a good Unanya, you would build a name for yourself. And people from other Shipibo communities might call you over to their community to help some of their sick. And this Unanya would hold a ceremony with these sick people by doing ayahuasca. I remember at this point, I was like, oh, so the sick would do the ayahuasca with the healer. And I remember Beto told me, he's like, no, what? That's a terrible idea. You don't want the sick doing ayahuasca. That would like do more damage to them. Only the healer does ayahuasca. And because this Unanya has dieted so many plants around them using ayahuasca as well, they could not only see with perfect vision what every person's sickness was, but they, because of their diets, knew exactly what plant could help each person and how to help each person exactly. Now, the final class of healer is a legendary class. It's called the Mujaya. Romaldo has described to me, they're almost like demigods. They often lived very solitary lives, often abstaining from sex. They were exceptionally disciplined and they had dedicated their entire life to communicating with the gods and the plants. And though they still did ayahuasca and ceremonies, they were said that they were so in touch with the spirit realm and everything around them that they didn't need ayahuasca anymore. They could communicate with the dead. They could see exactly what your ailment was just by looking at it. But the takeaway as far as ayahuasca was that regular people never were supposed to do ayahuasca. It was a tool for healers that were pretty dedicated people to understand the spirituality of the world, the plants around them, and to help people see with clarity. And it's not something that anyone really ever played
Maybe
with.
in
It
the
seemed like it
future.
was something that was supposed to bring fear to the average person, the average Shipibo, because only healers were supposed to do it. But I kind of want to bring up my skeptic side on this, because obviously, every religion has their stories of legends and people who could walk on water and all that kind of stuff. But as far as modern,
like, exactly, this the part, like I say, a lot of people don't want to hear, because we just want to have our own belief that this thing does this and it does that, and we don't be skeptic about a lot of things.
Me talking to maestros out here, shamans out here, there is a personality type, and it's a funny one. I found that often healers that are the most popular, that people like to go to the most, are often the most charismatic. They are, for lack of a better term, showmen. Beto, old as shit, don't get it twisted, that man gets tail. It's important to remember that during a ceremony, a healer is also putting on a show for people. Often people who are not under the same influence of drugs that he is. I mean, at one point I did a ceremony and I ended up taking twice as much as Beto, Romaldo, and Max. Oh Lord. Talk about ego death. That was a stupid decision. Someone who was in the ceremony who didn't take any ayahuasca, as Beto sang to them, she started crying. And when I asked her afterwards why she was crying, she described that his ikoro felt like he was singing to me, that it was made just for me. He was able to untangle her problems with his song.
Which is crazy, because like a lot of times on the experiences, like when you're in a group setting and you're talking to each other, like we get this even on mushrooms, like when you listening to the TV or you watching a movie, or listening to music, that's what it feels like. It feels like the thing is talking directly to you. Oh yeah. Oh man, what's up with it, Dwayne? No, wow. Oh yeah, they oh, what's up with it, Wayne, man? It's been a minute, bro. But yeah, like that's crazy. They just named you D Wiggles. Hey, but D Wiggles is a cold name. I ain't gonna hold you. That's a cold name, bro.
Man is tripping balls. And it's worth noting that a lot of people I've talked to, they've actually been in ceremonies, but they were in old school ceremonies where they didn't take the ayahuasca, just the shaman did. But they often tell me that it was a profound experience, even though they didn't know ayahuasca. It was just the shaman seeing them with the power of ayahuasca. What comes to mind is what makes a good doctor is not only knowledge of the medicine, but also the charisma to have your patient do the right thing. Like someone who's like just a hyper autistic doctor who's really brilliant and knows shit, that's great on paper, but then try to convince your patient that they need to eat healthy. They have to have both charisma and knowledge, and that's exactly what a good healer has as well.
Yeah.
I've had to cut out so much of the story. I mean, I've actually been here for almost 2 months now.
Dang, bro, no way. He said 2 months, but I'm telling you, it's a good video to watch, because he don't do the everything that you expecting that you want him to say type shit in order just to make you feel good about doing what you're doing. No, he gives the underlying truth of everything, which was like, I think that's what dragged me into that video. But then this was another one that I was watching that had me like going, dang, you feel me? Like the mirror princess. This is another video I was tripping out on. You feel me? Like, since ain't nobody coming in, so I guess we'll just watch videos and kind of talk about this crazy stuff that we be talking about, huh? It's like make you seem crazy as hell, huh? Let's see, it's an old sign I use. I just don't know how to switch it back. Oh damn, I don't either. You gotta look on YouTube to learn that, huh? Like, which is crazy. But this was another one right here that caught my eye, because like all my my last experiences was like showing me that the outside world was just a reflection. And then it kind of brought me into this video right here that had me just kind of like going, what the fuck, bro? Like, I don't know. I think our phones or whatever it is, it kind of reads our mind. It listens to everything. So therefore, when you're talking about something, it hears you. You feel me? It's not like it was back in the days. When you're talking about something, that shit hear you, and that shit will give you what you think you need at the time. And that's what it was with this video right here from David McEwen.
Feel like work. Not only that, but on a daily basis, I have time and schedule freedom to do what I I would definitely write down or keep in mind. Now, we're going to explain this even further. What do I mean when I say the outer world? And what do I mean when I say the inner world? So the outer world is, as you expect, it is your physical existence. It is the reflection we were talking about in the intro. All of these physical things that you perceive with your five senses that create this physical experience for you. So there's a part of you that is absolutely operating from a physical perspective. So when you think outer world, it's the physical world and your physical existence, everything contained within that. The inner world, however, is basically everything else and is made up of different parts. You see, the physical is one part of yourself, and it's the part a lot of people get stuck at because they believe you're just physical.
And this is what's crazy, right? Because when I dive in on shrooms, this is the thing that I get. I see myself just as this pyramid, and then it'd be like, bam, I'm an eye up here, just looking outside of this pyramid, which is the mental, the spiritual, and the physical happening all at the same time, which is crazy because a lot of times we say, okay, like we play the game of you're not real or what you're doing is not real. And like, I understand that, but at the same time, how isn't it? Right now is real right now. Like, that's why if a pain happened, you hurt. If your heart get broke, it hurts. Ollie, Happy New Year to you too, bro. To Dear Card, what's up with it? But that's how come we feel these certain things that's going on in life. And like, I think we come up with these different understandings in order to make us step outside of ourselves. And you feel me? And I ain't gonna lie, bro. I always say it, I'm at that point to where I love myself. The good, the bad, and the ugly. You feel me? Because I feel like it's all me. Not just the thing that's here, but the thing that I'm seeing, the things that I'm also seeing. I feel like it's all me.
Or we are just physical. But there's also the inner world part of yourself, which is made up of what we can call the mental and the spiritual part of yourself. Now, the mental is exactly as you would imagine. It is your imaginings. It is your thoughts. It is your visualizations. Anything kind of in that realm, it falls into the mental part of yourself. You have that part of yourself. It's not physical. You're having thoughts. You're able to daydream and visualize and imagine and these kinds of things. So that's one part of yourself as well that has to do with the inner world. It's not out there in the physical, at least not yet. It leads to what comes out in the physical, but for the most part, it's in that inner space. And the other part is the spiritual. And this part you can think of as your connection to everything, to your connection to something larger and more powerful, your connection to the all, infinite intelligence, God, source, whatever you want to call it. It's like your direct line to that. And you can also think of this as your emotional self. So when we say emotion, we mean energy in motion, meaning what you're feeling is activating this plane of your existence.
The
so those emotions, those feelings,
motion,
etc., are in that inner world space as well. You don't see them out here, but you feel them within. They are an inner world game. So you have the physical world, which is outer, and then the inner world, which is mental and spiritual. Now, why is it that the outer world follows the inner world, meaning the outer world comes from and is birthed from the inner world? Why is it that these two inner planes of existence, and again, this is a general kind of guide, these three parts.
Like, it's wild because, you like a lot of times you don't want to accept it, but you start to kind of see that your thoughts and your beliefs and what you feel about the world is actually creating what you see. You feel me? Not saying that what you're seeing is not there already, but you have the potential to look at the things and feel the way you feel about what you're seeing, meaning you're creating it. You feel me? Even though it's there, you're still creating the way you feel about everything that's going on. So you can make it good. You can make it bad. You can make it whatever you decide to make it. And it's going to follow that principle that you believe, which is like weird as shit because it's hard to accept. Like on a daily basis, bro,
it's
that
more
shit is
nuanced
hard
than
to
that,
accept.
but this gives us something to work with, a framework that makes it a lot easier to think about. So why is it that the physical, the outer world, follows these two inner ones that we're calling the mental and spiritual? Well, one thing that really helps with this understanding is to recognize what our physical world is really made up of. And so all of us were taught that atoms are the building blocks of
this the part where it just got crazy, and it's like going, dang, that's what I thought. I thought it was all like this thing, but I know UL gonna be like, he's kind of sort of right, but at the same time,
the physical world. Most of us learn that in school or from whoever else. But would it surprise you to learn that an atom, if you were to look at it deeply, is actually less physical, much less physical than you've been led to believe? Because this is what's making up everything you see around here and in the room you're in right now, or the phone or computer you're watching this. It's made up and consists of atoms. That's what it's made up of to build whatever the physical thing is. But what if I was to tell you, and this is scientifically confirmed, that the atom itself is made up of 99.999999% empty space.
But even that, bro, right there makes sense because all of reality, that 99.9999999% is gone. And we just that last percent that's existing. You feel me? Like that's the
or
crazy
energy,
part.
and 0.00001% physical matter reality. What this means is the very thing that is the building block, the foundation of what we call the physical,
reality,
is
come
in
and
and
go,
of
it come and
itself
go, it come and go.
non-physical. There's even a famous scientist, I'll put the quote up on the screen, that basically says everything that is physical in our lives is made up of things that cannot be regarded as physical. I'm forgetting if it's Heisenberg or Niels Bohr or someone similar, but I'll put up the
Weiner
quote and the
Heisenberg.
actual scientist it comes from. And this is stuff that also people like Werner Heisenberg would say, Max Planck, Nikola Tesla we know as well, that ultimately there really isn't a physical, just something that appears physical, made of things that can't actually be regarded as physical. I believe it was Max Planck who said that everything is fundamentally consciousness and that physical matter is derivative of consciousness, meaning it comes from consciousness. And that's the same thing when we're talking about empty space and energy. So why does the outer world
Can't
follow
get
the
behind
inner?
or
Because
in
the
front of
inner world is
consciousness.
what's connected to that 99.9+%. That is the empty space and energy. That is what creates the physical, the outpicturing, the experience, the reflection. We'll go over a little bit more in a second how this works, but keep in mind, the outer world, your physical world, follows the inner, and that the atom or the thing
And
that is the building block
like-
of the things we call physical.
Like when you think about that, right? And you think about the different ways that we live as people. Like, you know, you have the lower class, you have the middle class, and you got the upper class. So like when you believe that you're in each class, that's where you're going to be. You're creating your outer existence, because once you're told that and you believe it and you accept it, that's where you are. And it's like, bro, I don't know, this shit be crazy as hell, because once you start seeing it, it make you look at, like, you know, when people talk about hood, like I was just seeing 21 Savage, where he was talking about the streets is dead, and you feel me, and whoop whoop, and then you had everybody going against him, going, what do you mean the streets is dead? The streets made me who I am, and whoop whoop, because they're trying to keep the streets alive. And what the streets is, and it's like, what the streets is like, why are you trying to keep that shit alive? That shit is taking life. That shit is doing this, just doing that. You feel me? You just happy you made it out. Everybody don't get that chance. Everybody doesn't. So why try to keep that thing right there alive and keep that thing what it is? It's like, let that shit die off with everything else, bro.
Cool.
And become
Is made up of
something else.
99.9+% empty space and energy. And a quote I always love that just kind of gives a vivid picture of this is, if you were to remove all of the empty space and energy from everyone on the planet, so every person, that's like 8 billion people, whatever the number is, and you removed all of the empty space and energy and just had that physical matter left, you would only have enough physical stuff to fit within a tiny sugar cube.
Like,
That is how
what the
physical we
fuck,
actually are.
man?
Basically not at all. So let's go over a little more deeply how the mirror principle works using this three-part being structure that we are going over here. So this is what we can also call advanced cause and effect. You see, a lot of people understand cause and effect on the physical plane, and it does exist on the physical plane. It actually exists on all planes of existence, but it exists in the physical. You know, if you push something, you know, you have that cause, there's an effect where it's going to move in that direction. You know, there's many different ways we could demonstrate cause and effect. But did you know cause and effect also works on the higher planes of existence? And so how this works when it comes to the higher planes, the mental and spiritual, is that the causes you activate mentally and spiritually create effects in the physical. Remember, the outer follows the inner. So what you do in the inner is what's going to give the instructions to the physical on what's supposed to show up there. Meaning, if I dwell in certain thoughts in the mental, or visualize certain things, or see certain things in my imaging, and then I feel corresponding thoughts, you know, ones that are, let's say, higher feelings, let's say more joyful, peaceful, gratitude, abundance thoughts, there's going to be a corresponding effect that happens in the physical because the outer follows the inner. This is
Damn. Like that is crazy. You feel me? Because you kind of bring your thoughts to life. So like, that's even if, like, let's say if I feel like, you know, everybody is against me, then no matter what everybody is doing, that's what's going to happen in the physical reality. Everybody's going to be against me because this is the thought that I'm having to myself. If I say all women ain't shit or all men ain't shit, then that's what's going to appear to me each time, no matter what it is. My mind has already made up its decision to be that. So therefore, now my physical reality is not going to show me nothing but that. It don't matter what it is. Somebody being nice, you feel me? If I'm looking at everything, man, that shit is crazy. It's crazy deep. It's like this some shit that we should be teaching to the kids as they're coming up. It's like, as you're going, understand you're going to create your own reality, meaning that everything that you feel the world is, it's going to be that exactly for you, like just for you. Very powerful and greatly infused influence perception. Yeah, that shit is crazy. But it's wild though, Dwayne, because you can't tell everybody that. Because if you say that, like when it's happening in the midst, people can't see it. Because we didn't got so used to just doing it that we can't see it. It's invisible.
Why so many people struggle. This is why the reflection that most people see, what we're talking about then is their physical world. This is why so many people's physical world is nowhere near where they want it to be. And it's kind of a struggle and it feels miserable. Why? Because most people.
It would be, I think it would be the same thing, only truth. Like because it would be interpretation, but the person that's interpreting it is truly making it the creation in their reality. So the person that is like, believing these things or making it this, they're doing it. You feel me? Even though it's their interpretation, to them, it's reality. Like, if you get what I'm saying, because to them, it's reality. Like to a person that's a Jehovah Witness, you feel me? Even if where they're creating it, to them, that shit is reality. You feel me? To a Muslim, that's reality. To a Christian, that's reality. To them. So it's right. It's like both. Like it's their interpretation, but they don't see it as an interpretation. They see it as reality. Like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, which is fucking weird, bro.
When it comes to their inner world, have a garden that is overrun with weeds. They are thinking negatively most of the time. They're in lower conscious emotions like guilt and shame and fear and apathy and pride and anger and similar.
He said, can't that situation be rigged if a person is placed in circumstances they didn't choose? That's exactly what is happening. Like, think about it though, right? That's exactly what is happening, is that we are all placed in different places, right? So depending on where you place, that's where your reality begins to generate. Your reality is going to become the reality that's around you. It can't be nothing more than that, because your reality it's only going to come from the ones that are around you that are teaching you what reality is. So if I was raising my kids and I was saying, okay, from the jump, let's say all white people was bad, they gonna believe that. That's how they gonna look at them. You feel me? So if we raised in the hood and we think, okay, the hood is bad, that's what we're gonna see. That's the only thing we gonna accept that, and we're gonna be that, and we're gonna become it. It's like fucking crazy. He said, I'm to the point where I'm skeptical of free will. Seems like a puppet show. Exactly. I believe in free will to a point to where it's not free, because it was already there. The choices was already there for you to make. So I feel the same way. Only truth, no lie, bro. Like, I don't think it's free will. The only reason we think it's free because we think we get to make the choice. But if you only have 3 choices that are given to you out of 1 million, how could that be free will? Because the choices is already there. And then you're not even going to make the choices based off of yourself. You're going to make the choices based off of certain things that you learned upon the way from other people. You feel me? So it's like you're never making the choice. You think you are, you believe you are, but really in actuality, you're never making the choice. The choice was already generated from depending on how you built your thoughts, how you layered your ideas. The choice was made. And you feel me? And it's fucking weird, bro. It's weird as shit. And like, I ain't gonna lie, that's the hard part. Only truth, I don't want to be accepted. I don't want to be accepted. You think people don't like you, then you're more sensitive to evidence or perceived evidence, reaffirming your initial belief. Yeah, and then you'll start accepting that people don't like you no matter who it is. Like it remind me of when I took the mushrooms and I was trapped in that place. But I could see all sides. I could see the place where people that were, like taking themselves out. I don't want to say, you know what I'm talking about, but they were taking themselves out. I was stuck in that place and I was seeing, bro, Dwayne, everything I thought about, like I go, okay, well, no, I gotta live for my kids. No, everything, no, that like it'll take me back to that thing. No, they'll be better off without you. Oh no, that thing, you know, that thing, it doesn't really need you. If you wasn't here, it'd be easier for this. You feel me? It don't matter what I threw in there. It took me right back to that same thought. And in my mind, I'm like on almost on the outside looking in of the situation. I'm going, damn, so that's kind of wild, because no matter how they escape, they can't escape that feeling right there. Everything that being thrown at them, it leads them right back to that same place. So now let's take that out of the picture and just put in something else, like, you know, politics, or you feel me, or sports. You feel me? No matter what a person thinks is going to lead them right back to that same thing. Like, it's like fucking weird as shit. He said, yeah, well, 3 choices naturally. Choices is naturally limited by circumstances. It's a shit show. That's what the fuck it is, bro. This shit is a shit show. But you know, like even with politics, like it kills me about politics. Like everybody make these choices about politics, but they gave you the choices. They say, okay, you got 2 people to pick from. You want this person to be president or this person? Well, we're going to start off with these few right here. Like if you notice, it does that with everything, even with the draft, with the NBA, with NFL, with everything. It starts that off to where, you know, they give you the choices. The choices is already there. All you have to do is make the decision on which one you going to choose. And once you make that choice, that you like, I don't think people understand that when we make these different choices, the thing it does over time within our life, with every other choice we make in life. You feel me? It's like kind of fucking weird, bro, because it starts to kind of generate your reality from the jump. You feel me? Like if you chose Trump, you feel me? Like now Trump is like actually thinking for you. You're not thinking for yourself. This other thing is actually thinking for you, which it's not even this other thing. It's the decision, whatever that idea was. Now that idea is thinking for you in every which way, not just towards, it's like, it'll make you to the point to where if somebody was given a free Tesla, you go, I don't fucking want no Tesla. You feel me? It'll take you away from like real things. It's like, which that shit won't even be real, bro. This shit is fucking, it's a mind fuck.
Ones. And so because that's where they're feeling, so that's activating the spirit part, which also disconnects them from that higher power. You can't be disconnected fully, but it kind of constricts we'll call it like the channel for where you gain that energy, right? The more you raise your emotion, the more that channel opens up, and you can connect to this much easier, by the way. But they're in these emotions. So that's what's happening on the spirit. You'll have corresponding thoughts because of the principle of correspondence, as above, so below. So if you feel a certain way, you'll notice that you think in a way that's congruent to that, and usually act in a way that's congruent to that. But
and people don't understand, right? People don't understand, because when we say as above, so below, we think the heavens. We act like the heavens is outside and up there. But no, as above, so below is the mind and the body. You feel me? The heavens is in here. So as above, here, right here in the mind. Below, the body's going to follow this. The body is not following nothing else. Remember, bro, I'm telling you, like, it's weird because we had these talks and I had these experiences. Like I had the experiences where I seen the body being made and I was like tripping off of it, because I'm going, okay, damn, it's already coded to where, you know, when the egg is there and the sperm hit the egg, it already knows what to do. And the first thing it makes is the body, right? Once it makes the genes and shit, they make the body. And before it makes the brain, it makes the makeup of you, of what you are. And then once the brain comes in, the brain takes over. And then the brain starts controlling everything. But before the brain even got there, the shit already knew what to do. It already knew what to create. It already knew to create the fingers. It already knew to create the mind and to create the brain. It already knew to create the skull, the head, and then create the brain. But once the brain took over, that shit was crazy, because once the brain took over, like in my trip, the brain grew legs, and the brain just started running around, bro. The brain grew legs, and that shit started running around, and the body was just dragging behind it. The body wasn't even doing nothing. The body wasn't doing nothing. It couldn't do nothing. It was just following wherever the brain dragged it to. And it was like, oh shit. It's like, this shit is crazy as hell, bro. You feel me? You just see
if you're doing that on those two planes of existence, then it's going to create an effect that's aligned to what you're doing there in your physical. And so that's why so many people don't like the job they're in or the relationship they're in, don't like where their health is, don't like their just day-to-day existence. Because
when you think about it, this is what everything is showing us. It's showing you, oh, you got bad friends. Oh, it's showing you, you don't make enough money. Oh, it's showing you your car is ugly. It's showing you ain't dressed good enough. It's showing you all these different things. Like, that's what the outside is actually showing us and telling us. And then we're believing it and we're accepting it. And then it's like, almost like, even when you read a lot of the scriptures, that's what they say. You wasn't good enough. You're not good enough. You know, you feel me? You imperfect. You feel me? And it's like everything is showing you this same thing, reinforcing that. And it's like people will never understand. You actually perfect the way you are. I don't give a fuck what you are, who you are, or how you are. Oh shit, what's up? Dave popped in. Oh yeah. And to the new people in the channel, when you see me do this, when you see me do, oh, Dave, you popped out. When you see me do this and you see this up, it's there for anybody to come in and talk. So you don't have to have your camera on. It's just so I don't have to read all your damn messages. It's so I ain't got to read all your damn messages, so we can just have a conversation like straight up. So, Dave, I seen you popped in and you popped out. My bad. I was trying to share the link to show everybody. Okay, there go Dave right there. So, like, yeah, when you see the link is for everybody. So, you know, even if you're new to the channel, as long as you ain't coming in with no bullshit, because I'm going to kick your ass out. What's up with it, Dave? Can you hear me?
You're right, true. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, how you been? You been all right? I just came in quickly to say Happy New Year and that.
Oh, yeah, Happy New Year, bro. You know, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm about to go wild. We about to have a wild year this year, Dave.
I was just listening. I don't want to disrupt your video, so I'm just here listening.
Oh yeah, no
Happy
doubt.
New Year. Just glad it's glad into a new year now. You know what I'm saying? Because I gave myself goals and tasks to complete this year. And I really did wait to the end of the year, so I'm just happy it's over, so I could create a new cycle in my life.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. I think, you know what's crazy, Dave? It's like we got the same rituals, you know, that we had in the beginning of time. Because even from the mushroom experiences, we know, like, when you're ready to change or you're ready to do something, just do it. Don't wait, just do it. But I did the same thing. I said, after the new year, I'm gonna do this, and this. And it's like, okay, you feel me? I guess it reinforces it because it's a new year. I'm leaving everything behind. I'm leaving everything behind in last year. Everything.
In the inner world, the mental and the spiritual, they're in a very negative place. And because they're dwelling in that, because they're presenting that to the mirror, the reflection is going to be of the same. The reflection in the mirror is not going to be different than your internal state. You will never find.
And that's fucking scary, bro. I'm telling you, like, you know, like when I had the mirror thing and it was like going, damn, I'm seeing myself trying to change what I'm seeing in the mirror. You know, it was like, you know, I don't even know how to explain it. I was trying to change what, like, instead of, you know, even working on myself and changing the me, I was trying to change the reflection that I felt like I was seeing. And it's like, bro, what are you doing? Like,
someone who has for at least a decent period of time been thinking happy thoughts, thinking great things, feeling amazing, and then has this terrible reflection. No, they'll have something that matches it. And you'll never find someone who's thinking negatively all the time, who's feeling negatively all the time, you know, we consider negative, and then has this beautiful outer world experience. You'll never find this because it doesn't match up, and it doesn't match up to the laws of the universe.
And I think that's what, like, me, like, lately I've been so happy, bro. Like, but even my last experience was like showing me like Like, okay, I understand you happy all the time, but it's a lot of shit going on. It's okay to be mad too. You don't have to just be happy all the time. Like, it's okay to get angry. And I'm going to tell you, I was angry. The one thing I was angry about was the simple fact that we go around and we preach all this stuff and we say all these things, but then we still walk past these homeless people and we walk past the people that's doing bad and we go, oh, well, you know, because we already got a thought of what they are and who they are. So we kind of walk past them and it's like going, we let a couple of people run the whole ship. You feel me? Like we let one or two people run the whole ship, like as if we're not living next to each other and we can't help each other. It's like the weirdest thing to me now. Yeah, most people don't really, let me see. Yeah, most people don't really ever see that they don't care about changing themselves. They just care about what's being seen or perceived by what they think everybody else. Exactly, UL. Exactly. Like, and that's it. Like, you ain't really trying to change yourself. If you're trying to change yourself, you're just trying to change so that person over there think different of you. You're not trying to change yourself for you anymore. Like, I don't know. That shit is weird now. It's hella weird. Oh, damn. Dave keep on messing up. He said, it's okay to use all the parts of yourself. Allow yourself to be you and see others for what they are. Yeah. Yeah, which is acceptable. Because like we had an incident today with this lady that went crazy on one of the buses. But when she got on, she walked from that bus and got on my bus and she didn't even act up. And I'm like going, dang, I like never had a problem with her. I never had a problem with her. Like, I don't know. That's kind of weird. I haven't had any problems like at all. And I don't know what that is. But I know, I don't know. I think I got to the point, where I treat everybody the same. I don't try to treat people different because, you know, they got to inform they ADHD or you feel me? They got like a disorder. I don't treat nobody different than anybody. And it wasn't even the driver's fault. It was somebody else that said something to her that caused her the outburst, like, which was weird as shit. And it's like, you know, I don't know. This should be crazy. But I'm getting to that point to where I'm starting to see it though, to where the outer world is a reflection of myself. And it's like weird because now I don't make the outer world ugly. I don't make it as ugly as I used to make it. You feel me? It's like I'm getting away from that. I'm like going, okay, it's all beautiful. I'm going to just call it all beautiful. It's a beautiful, ugly, whatever you want to call it, but I'm going to make it all this good thing. This year, it's going to all be a good thing, even the ones that's being bad. If they're doing something that I feel like is not cool, I'm going to just get away from it. But at the time, I'm going to just take the chance and make it all this good thing and see what comes of it.
Person. It just can't happen due to the law of balance, due to the mirror principle, and so on. You will always get that accurate reflection based on how you're being inwardly. You will always get an outer world that reflects your inner world. This is why you don't get what you want. You get who you are. This is something you may have heard in the space. You don't get what you want, right? Kind of those desires. You get who you are. And who you are is what you're doing in that inner world. These are your thoughts. These are your visualizations, which become your beliefs, which become your convictions, which becomes your worldview, right? And that's going to drive the way you're thinking, your energy. What energy are you connecting to in this very moment? And what are you being? Are you being?
I think we all see that, but it's like kind of hard to really accept, bro. It's hard to accept. I was homeless. I was homeless when I realized most homeless people don't want a house to stay in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I noticed that too. Yeah, I noticed that too. Yeah, UL was right. But yeah, I noticed that too. A lot of them, they don't want, because man, who wants to deal with fucking landlords and you feel me and paying rent all the time? Like, it's really some bullshit. Like, just think if it was the way it was back in the day, shit, we'll all just be living somewhere in the woods or something and shit.
Someone who's abundant? Are you being someone who is loving? Are you being someone who is wise and connecting to that place? That is who you are. And the more you are staying and dwelling upon those frequencies, we'll call them, that energy, right? Again, the energy that's making up all of this, the more that's going to start showing up in your physical. Also, keep in mind that when you cultivate this inner world in that way, it is going to pull you or drive you to take certain physical actions, right? It's not.
Yeah, it's like kind of weird too, because even when you change your inner, a lot of times it take a minute for the outer world to catch up, because your body is so used to act like, okay, when before I got my wisdom teeth pulled, right? Like I was getting sore throats. It was certain things that was happening that normally wouldn't happen to me because I had the bad teeth in my mouth. When I got them pulled out, right, it took a minute for my body to adapt to it. It took a minute. I would get a sore throat and I'm like going, what the fuck? Like the tooth is gone now. So why is this happening? And then my body, like after a while, it stopped. It just stopped. Like I wouldn't get them no more. And it was like, oh, okay. It just took a minute for my body to realize, okay, this thing that was causing this is gone, because my body had adapted to it and it kept on having the same action happening over and over again. And then that's even what I'm learning with reality, like me changing my mind and being a different person now. It's just taking a minute for reality to catch up. But as it's catching up, I'm seeing it and I'm going, damn, it took a minute. You feel me? Like I changed my actions, but you still think, you know, your thoughts are still kind of sort of be the same, and they'll still make up bullshit. You feel me, over time. And it's like, even though you changed it, it'll take a minute to catch up sometimes. I'm just saying, for me, that's
you're doing everything in the inner. What the inner does is it starts moving things in the background and starts presenting you with opportunities. And you're going to start moving more in correspondence to what you're doing in the inner. And so it'll line up certain people, certain opportunities, certain events, certain other things that you would have never been able to construct if you just did it physically, right? But when these line up and you take the corresponding action, that's when things start to change. So now one thing you may be wondering is why does it take so long then? Why does it seem if I go down this route, something's not changing or my outer world doesn't start to shift? This is a very crucial point, and it's a part where a lot of people get tripped up and then they lose faith in this process, or they just keep being negative and they keep going down back to the life of quiet desperation and what they were doing before. So it's important to cover this. So to do this, we need to go over what's known in Hermetic wisdom as the principle of polarity. Now, like I mentioned, everything is basically energy. Again, even the physical stuff and what the atom is made up of is 99.9+% all the way through energy in empty space. So it is still energy at its core. And again, if we bring up that quote, I believe from Max Planck, about consciousness being fundamental and physical being derivative from that, it means it's coming from that. It's not something separate. It's not something different. Physical matter is not something different from energy. In fact, it is of a like kind, just at a different rate of vibration. And this is where polarity comes into view. And what you can imagine is we have this pole, and this is like everything in existence, right? It exists somewhere on this pole. At the top of the pole, you have spirit or energy in like its purest, most fundamental form. And at the bottom, you have the grossest form of matter. And in between is everything else. So the mental world would be higher, more towards the energy part, because it kind of shows up more in that way. And then there's different kind of forms of matter, you know, the like liquids would be a little higher up, et cetera, et cetera. But understand that there are billions and billions, probably infinite modes of vibration, all vibrating at different frequencies, at different rates.
Infinite, both ways, infinite down,
but understand
infinite up.
All of this is made up of a like kind. It's consciousness, it's energy, or whatever other term you want to apply to it. Meaning that even as you go further down the pole to the grossest form of matter, it is still the same thing as whatever is at the highest end of the pole. It's of a like kind, but just at a different rate of vibration. And so this is why the physical takes time to show up in your life. It is a denser, slower rate of vibration, meaning there needs to be concentrated particle flow or enough energy in that direction for it to start showing up in what we call the physical, meaning you have to dwell in a certain energy and in that inner realm and certain thoughts before it starts showing up in the physical. There is a lag time between what's in the inner world.
And it's crazy because I just was talking about this. I didn't even see this whole video, but I'm like going, that's what I never could understand. Like, why does it take a minute for the body to catch up to the mind? Because the mind will outrun the body, because the mind will start creating a whole different world, like, period, like to where you can see it, but it's like the outer world won't change yet. It'll still be the same. It's like it'll take a minute for it to just catch up to the mind, because the mind already changed itself from being this other thing. And it's like, oh, okay, all right, I get it.
Showing up in the physical. One of my favorite ways to think about this is recognizing that your physical world is what's called an energetic history. What does that mean, that your physical world is an energetic history? It is the history of whatever energy you have been dwelling in leading up to now, you know, over these last weeks and months. What energy have you been in most of the time? What have you been thinking most of the time? Your physical world will reflect that and will be an accumulation of that. And so one of our jobs is actually to create a new history. But you don't resist a history, right? So if you see what's in your your physical and then start trying to change it, you're trying to change a history. So instead, try to create a new history, a new energetic history by, again, going to the inner world first, because that's what the outer world follows. One way that we do this is we have what's called more faith in the vision than your current physical circumstances. You see, again,
I hate that. I hate that because I was just talking to my mom and she was talking about air fryers. She's like, I want to get this kind of air fryer. I don't want to get that one. Which one do you got? I'm like, I got this one. This is a double one. It's like double 8 quarts. And she's like, well, I don't know if I need that much because I don't want to spend that much. And it's like, I got to the point to where, like, if I need something, I don't care. If all my bills is paid and everything taken care of, I'm going to buy it. I don't give a fuck if I'm broke. You feel me? I'm going to get the thing that I want and need right now. So, and everything else come later. And it's like, we don't have that faith in ourselves. Like we go, instead we'll go, well, what if this happens or what if that happens? We start creating a whole bad fundamental reality that don't even exist yet before it even get here. When we know for a fact, no matter what we do, we're going to find a way and we're going to make a way to make it work every fucking time, no matter what. But we'll generate that bad reality before it even comes. And it's like, why the fuck do we
physical
do
circumstances,
that?
if you keep looking at them or complaining about them, what are you being in that moment? And again, you get who you are, not what you want. So who are you being when you're complaining about your current physical circumstances? What thoughts are you having? What emotions are you entertaining? Are you connecting more to the divine or source or God or whatever else when you're doing that? Or are you kind of cutting yourself off, right?
And I think that is like, I think all of it is part of the divine. Like if you think about it, like just think about it like this. So whether you're thinking about the good thing or you're thinking about the bad thing, you're going to get whichever one you're thinking about. It doesn't matter. So you're still connected to the source because the source is only going to give you what you think you want or what you accept or what you want to see. It's going to be that exactly for you. So it doesn't matter what part it goes to. It's still the source. The source is going, oh, you see everything is bad? Okay. That's what it's going to be. Oh, you see everything is good? Okay. That's what it's going to be. For you, though. For you. For the individual.
In the vision of what it is you want to turn up and you feel good about that and you're thinking about it most of the time, then that's what's going to start churning up. You have to almost turn off the sense data or ignore the sense data. So your 5 senses are trying to tell you everything is this situation, but recognize it's just a history. The only reason it is this situation is because of what you were doing before that created this accumulation or buildup or concentrated particle flow of energy that then allowed these physical things to show up, which means, like I said in the intro, a new future is available and it becomes a reality when you start shifting your focus to different things in the inner world. That's another one I'd write down if you're taking notes or you have something where you can do this, to have more faith in the vision and the current physical circumstances, because as you go to this, you might get triggered, you might get pulled, but if you can bring yourself back to that vision quicker each time, this is going to begin to work a lot faster. You see, a lot of times why this doesn't work for people is they are not giving faith to the vision, right, over their physical circumstances. Or
it was something a rapper said a long time ago, like when you have a vision, and like say if you have a vision, it's not always good to give that vision to other people, because a lot of times when you go and you say that vision, like people can corrupt it. Like, you know, I was about to get a Tesla and I was like telling somebody about it and they were like, well, why you gonna do that? You feel me? It got, you know, they have bad batteries. You feel me? What if the battery go bad and then it's gonna cost you? And I'm like, oh damn. I could see myself used to doing that. Like if somebody say, okay, I'm gonna buy a car, and I'll be like, well, why are you gonna spend your money on like a car that you're gonna have to make monthly payments on when you can do this and it'll be better because you don't have to. And it's like we all do that because it's like when people give us their visions, we change it because we might see it differently. So it's a lot of times when you have a vision, once you create it perfectly in your head and you know what you're gonna do, keep it to yourself and just make it happen. There's no use of giving it to other people. And a lot of times the reason we give it to other people is because we think it's going to help them. We're going to, okay, if it's going, I feel like it's going to help me, so it's going to help you too. But a lot of times that other person won't see it the same way as you, and they'll corrupt it. Now that they corrupted it, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get that corruption because now you doubting it. You're going, well, this person said, you feel me? And that's what I used to say on psychedelic experiences when I used to dive in. Like you have a lot of people, you know, that I was talking to that didn't take psychedelics, and they'll say, well, you seeing demons, you seeing this, you seeing that. And it took me a minute to get past all the stuff that they were telling me. Like all that shit. It took a while to get past all that bullshit. And then like, so it's like when you got something and that shit is pure and you already made it up in your head and you see the future in it, it's like weird because you'll see it happening, you'll see it playing out, and you know it's gonna work for you. But then you'll turn around and, like I said, you'll pass it to somebody else and they'll corrupt the data of it. So it's like a lot of times keep the shit to yourself until you run it. And then when it happened, then you can go say, hey, look, this is what I did.
Don't do it long enough, right? They might do it for a week or a little bit, or they might think they're doing it, but what they're really doing is, oh, positive, then right back to negative. And they're just kind of jumping back and forth. The majority of the time, they're still thinking negatively or feeling negatively. They're still creating a reflection that is based on that negativity that they've been dwelling on. You have to tip the scales at least 51% of the time, most of the time, in order to get this to work. But the great thing about that is it need not take long if you're diligent and you commit to this process. But if you go backwards, you never get the opportunity for this to show up. And understand, if you stop doing it, it's not like, oh, you have this energy here and it's here forever whenever you want to pick it back up. That's not how it works. That energy that was building then starts to dissipate because you're now no longer giving it attention, and it starts to fade, right? It starts to go away. And maybe a little bit will be remaining to kind of help you spark it in the future, but it starts to go.
And like, that's the thing that I like is that it takes time for the, okay, yeah, I read that. But no, that's the thing that I like is like, once you think of it, even, you know, if you say it to the right people and they build upon it, it's like it won't happen right then, but it'll happen later on. Like sometimes it'll happen like a year from now. It might be months, it might be days, but it'll happen and you'll be like, oh shit, like damn, I didn't, you know, like once you look back, you're going, damn, I prepared myself for this. I knew it was gonna happen. I said it. And like a lot of things that happened with this channel, like even with doing this.
Away, right? But the more we focus on this, the more the energy builds to such a point where it becomes your new lifestyle, where you start to, again, be it. It becomes easier. You start developing patterns with this and habits in the same way a lot of people do for the negative, you'll be able to do for these positives. One analogy I really like, which I believe comes from reality transurfing, I think, is the smiling in the mirror analogy. And this can really paint a picture of how this works. Now, with this process, it takes a while if you're smiling in the mirror for the reflection to smile back at you. Again, the mirror is only reflecting back the energetic history and what you've been doing up to this point. So a lot of people go up to the mirror, they smile a few times, and they get frustrated that the mirror is not smiling back. It's kind of giving them this stonewall expression, and they're like, why isn't it smiling back? I'm smiling in the mirror. Why isn't the reflection immediately changing to reflect that? And that's because of all of what you've been doing in the past, the energetic history, which has created whatever the stonewall figure is or the reflection.
Man, it's crazy, bro. This is a video you need to go and watch, because you begin to understand why, you know, certain things that you even tried or you kind of got into and went into, why they didn't work out. Because this is what we did. We'll see it and it'll be like, it's not working right off, and we'll jump to something else. I do it all the time. So I know,
maybe
I
you're
can
not too happy
understand.
with. But if you keep smiling in the mirror and you don't keep changing your expression yourself back to the Stonewall one, or, you know, where you're scowling or whatever else, you'll notice if you keep dwelling in that smile, and even if you fall out of it, sometimes you get yourself back to it quickly, you'll start noticing that this reflection kind of ends of the mouth start to curl upwards. And slowly but surely, this smile starts to appear on the reflection as well. And you stay with it. And suddenly it has the same smile that you have been presenting in the mirror. Because
that shit start to become part of your life, which is dope as shit, bro. That shit is dope. That shit is dope. But look, this is the video right here. I'm not gonna go over this guy's whole video. I want to, but I'm gonna have to watch it for myself. You feel me? But yeah, you came late, bro. It's been an hour and 30 minutes. I'm about to go chill with my family. About to go chill with the fam. But yeah, you begin to, like, after a while, you'll see the shit start working, which is a beautiful thing. He said, same thing. If you want to change the momentum, it's the same starting same thing. Yeah, it's trippy, UL, because I always see myself do that. I see myself starting certain things or starting to do certain things, and if it don't kick in right then, I jump to something else. Like over and over again. I did it many a times, bro, many a times. Depending on how much you weigh, you put on that thing, though, through your beliefs, and it filters, it's the harder you will be for you to give that thing momentum, which is like fucking crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. It's deep. But thanks, UL. Thanks everybody. Yeah, I'm about to go enjoy and chill with the family. Like, it's 1:39. Dang. I know they like, girl, like, where you at? I thought we was gonna be chilling. Like, yeah, I said I was gonna do a live. I came through and did a live. I'm gonna have to change the name of the live stream, which I'll do later. But thanks everybody for joining. Hit that like button on your way out. I'll see y'all today later on though, because later, I'm gonna pop back in so we can just chop it up. And on that note, peace out. Have a good one. End the stream.